What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Roxette. And we're continuing through a handful of bonus tunes included in this expanded folder for Have a Nice Day, 1999. And perhaps in contrast to the previous Roxette reaction, It Hurts, we're now going to listen to Makin Love to You, which certainly sounds on the other side of the psycho-emotional spectrum. It sounds euphoric, it sounds elated, devoted, warm, and loving. So obviously the suggested atmosphere of the tune sonically would likely be different, but of course there may be more to it than that. Admittedly, I would expect a title like this to be more straight away in terms of the themes and the atmosphere or the emotional mood of the tune, but you never know, so let's see what... Where did you come from? I didn't even know you were in here. Well, Luca is very interested to listen to Roxette as well, so let us hear it. This is Roxette. You should decide where you're going to sit. That would be helpful. This is Roxette, Makin' Love to You, apparently a non-album single, or at least a non-album track from the era of their 1999 album, Have a Nice Day.
Something to cherish on a rainy day. If I close my eyes and go blind, I'm in the middle of a rush. Making love to you. It's all I ever wanted to do. When I leave the world behind,
I like the sonics of that one for a lot of reasons. Number one, or maybe not first in terms of the primacy of this, but noticing it right at the end, it's the first thing that comes to mind. The cycling, shuffling type of drum beat in this one definitely had a, again, shuffling or syncopated type of rhythm to it, and that stood out right as it was ending. Secondarily, there was a bit of a cosmic vibe. There was first that sort of echoed, not theremin, but very alien sounding keyboard line, and there was a part in the second half where I really felt a bit of this extraterrestrial vibe. And there was a line about like how you're the brightest star of all. So suddenly it felt like maybe there's a bit of conceptualization there, the idea that it almost sounds cosmic. It almost sounds like love and love making that is beyond anything on the planet. And indeed, there was that line about how seemingly when they are making love, or when they did make love, everything else just kind of melts away. Like, the rest of the world, it's not even there. It's just them and this rush, this passionate experience, this expression of the greatest love. So it feels like, again, maybe there's some sonic clues or cues that express the lyrical themes in musical form. Also, of course, there's some guitar at the center of it, and I wondered if there was like a xylophone, like that main riff in the chorus. I was wondering, it could just be a keyboard line, but it almost sounded like a struck melodic line, so I was thinking maybe it was a xylophone or a xylophone keyboard kit. And yes, I enjoy both Marie and Per singing on a song, and indeed, I heard Per, I think it was in the chorus right before he had his own verse, and he was sort of subtly in the background. I was like, oh wait, I think that's Per, and then he came in and sort of took over for the next verse. So yes, it sounds like a very sweet and passionate tune. It does suggest maybe that it's a bit retrospective, like it's, I don't know if it's at a point where they're no longer together, whether that's conceptually or even just physically, maybe they're apart from each other for more practical reasons. But it sounds like there's a bit of temporal distance, because of the way she talks about, well, all I ever wanted to do was to make love to you. That's not something like in the present, all I want to do now is make love to you. It's, looking back to an earlier time, even if that's not necessarily ancient history or history that can never be the present again. So, yeah, it seems like maybe there's, again, a bit more to it than just, hey, it's so great and I get this great rush when we make love. It sounds like it's reflecting and looking back to previous experiences, even, again, if that's not necessarily precluded from the future. So yes, a euphoric tune. I think that was very much captured in the sonics. There's a rhythm to it, there's a warmth to it, there's a bit of a out of this world kind of feel in the sonics, and there's a very lush, enjoyable feel to the tune. It's not edgy, it's not sharp, it's not wicked, it's just this warm, inviting type of feeling. So if the themes as they hit me on a first listen are more or less what I thought, then I feel like the musical framework very much hits the mark conceptually. So yeah, another cool tune. As always, when I go through non-album tracks, I wonder, was there ever a chance that this could have ended up on Have a Nice Day? Was it always meant to be a B-side? Was it a tune that, was in the running, but then in the final lead up to the album release, it was one that was taken out and replaced with another? So obviously, any information in that regard I would be interested in. But as I said, whenever I go through deep dives and I'm going through deluxe editions or demos or tracks that didn't make it onto an album, I wonder, was that practical? For example, I'm a big Depeche Mode fan. There's a couple tracks of theirs where, they're very famous tunes, like Strange Love. It was a tune that wasn't on one of the albums, but it's strong enough to be an album track. They just happened to release it to sort of build up a little excitement before their next album. And so it's this non-album single that I think is on the level of many of their most famous album tracks, but it just has this sort of weird legacy. So I always wonder, was this not an album tune for practical or for just timing reasons, or was it considered but it wasn't put in because there wasn't room for it, or maybe it didn't fit with the other tunes? In any case, I'll stop rambling. I am trying to delay a little because I have a very adorable cat in my lap, but we'll see what she does. It's okay. You can just take the seat. You don't have to vacate. She's probably still going to get up. And no, she is going to take the seat. In any case, Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.